I wonder like people who are 61 going to 62, can they say like they're not the same person from January to December? I don't know. Like when does that period stop as well? Like when does that start being a thing? Maybe the rate decreases as you get older. Well, it should do anyway. Right now, it's still massive with me. I'm not the same person 19 to 20 or like January to December. And I think that's important, to be fair, because otherwise that's like stagnation, things like that. But yeah, it's been a wild year. I've gone through heartbreak. Well, not like not a terrible one, but like I think that set me back a bit. I think all the failing is has destabled some of my like personality growth and things like that. So sometimes I feel like I'm not as funny as I used to be and things like that. Just because like every day kind of like I'm failing in some way. Objectively. Subjectively I have kind of like small wins here and there. But I can look at like an episode from the podcast a year ago and I'm not as funny as I was. I'm not as maybe eccentric as I was. And it could be like real life real life setting in, the pressure of growing up and things like that, but I don't want it to be. But then that'd be like then that'd be because I'm not as happy as I was. Um, I think it's mainly because of just all the failing. But then if I stopped failing, like I'd still be doing crazy long days, things like that. So yeah, I one thing that did make me happier was having a girl because I would come back after a hard day and the pressure of like failing and stuff like that, and she'd make everything okay. Um, so there's one I can't figure out really how to make myself happier that I win. I mean, there's a deeper question which is like, should I even be aiming to be happier? To which I think the answer is yes, because even though happiness is flimsy and it's fleeting and it's treacherous because like you can be controlled by it, and hedonism isn't a good thing, or too much pleasure isn't a good thing anyway. Um, I think I think what a guy called Andrew said on episodes a couple of weeks ago, that he has what the one answer that is right for life, that is to enjoy the passing of time. So even if even if I'm doing some hard things, I need to enjoy this. I need to enjoy the hard and those things. But yeah, it's like, can I enjoy being in debt? I don't know, because when you are in debt, that is like the everything in your experience of that day isn't as good because you have a weight over your head of that you're in debt, so you can't do X, Y, and Z. And yeah, it's kind of stress that you eventually get used to. So I think there's one solution is to get another girl for me, and that requires the best thing that I can do for that is to approach people in public, because I know I can, because I do it for my brand, getting like questions and answers. for clips and getting content off of people, just approaching them. So I know I can do it. I'd have to stop being a pussy. That's one solution. There is another one which is like, I think a big issue as well is I do too much of the work that's not enjoyable, like editing. I do at least 20 hours that a week, and I need to get someone else to do it, but I don't have the money to get someone else to do it. So what do you do? Okay, you have to find money. So maybe there's a way for me to find money, like there's the things online in there. What are they called? They're kind of like grants and funds where people put stuff online. I did a business degree. I can't remember the name of it right now, but there are ways to get finance. So that's another option that I'm going to look into next year. Hopefully, if I get a sales funnel sorted out, my brand starts making a little bit of money, then I'll probably be happier. But it probably won't make. It's so hard to say because in one day, if I go viral, that could be like a couple K in my bank account the next day. It's kind of crazy like that, but that's also like just objectively unlikely. So maybe I have to figure it. There's some kind of like answer between all of this, some kind of like state of being that is between the thin of all of this. And I don't think the answer is to start something else, start another way to get money. I hate working normal jobs, so I think that would make me even worse. I think I need to work with what I have resources wise. The fact that I do have 10K's worth of clothes, and if I build the skill up of being able to set up a sales funnel, then that's a very valuable skill I can take into other things anyway. So yeah, life is hard. I mean, it's better than it was in the summer. That was probably my lowest point of this year because I've made a decent amount of progress in the last 3 months. Maybe more progress in the last 3 months than the first 1.5 years or so that we're on to now. In my brand wise. But yeah, I'm gonna end with yeah, I think I'm gonna end with what I said at the start in terms of solipsism, because we don't experience through life through other people's eyes, nor other people's bodies. And this, the theory that the self exists, is definitely not widely accepted. But I don't want it to be ruled out. I don't think it should be ruled out. And there's a question of like, well, why are you so cocky to think that you're the only person that exists? And I don't think of it like that. I think of it like that it ties with simulation theory in that like I'm deployed into a video game that is from a incomprehensible outside reality, and I've got to live a life from whatever things that I've been given. But I guess I don't think it would like change anything, even if I even if this was the case. I guess it's one of those things. It wouldn't change anything because obviously you don't know. But I don't know if everyone was code, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Because that'd be what it would be. It's like a subversion of the idea of the Matrix. Like you walk outside the room and just like everything material. I mean, everything material is vibrating, but like it would actually be code and it wouldn't be real because me as a human being right now is the only thing that is real. That's kind of what it would mean. That I'm just in some sort of world by myself, interacting with bits of code. I don't know. I don't. I'm not. I don't know how strongly I believe in it. I only like the idea because I had a certain experience that made me believe it momentarily. So it comes from more of an internal. And of course, there is also going to be like some people would think when I say this, like, yeah, but there's surely going to be other solipsisms in the world. And it's like, yeah, but that idea is obviously going to have a name and have some people that agree to it wherever, like, regardless. But then, okay, if this is the case, then like, what happens when I die? Do I just exit the world and I go back into the alternate reality? Maybe. And then I go back and then I get deployed somewhere into another one. And then what even is I? It's a it's a tough it's a tough one. I just think that everyone has code. I just think that everyone is code has weight to it. The argument that everyone's just code because of the similarities between the kind of computer intelligence and how that works. And so this could definitely already be a thing. And it's too hard to comprehend. Like everything has just been here by nature and design. But yeah, that's the key word, isn't it? Design. Like, so I feel like something's designed it, and I've just been placed in the middle from an external reality. I guess. Well, yeah, man. I don't think it would change anything. Anyway, I hope you. I hope this made you guys think differently. Maybe. Anyway, I hope you guys. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the 2024 and into the 2025. I think I think it's going to be a big year for a lot of people, and maybe it'll make or break me. Perhaps I'm gonna carry on with a load of my uni work now, my uni essays that I basically be doing all day today until now. And I'll try and edit this for tomorrow, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for listening.